Hi guys, welcome back to ST Supercars. So today I have come out to film and I wanted to shoot a video to kind of discuss through some of the plans we've got over the next kind of 12 to 18 months already. Some things that are in the pipeline, and to ask you guys, is there anything you think we should be doing with this car? So I am going to jump in, we're going to go for a drive and just kind of discuss the big plans we've already got in and the kind of smaller daily vlogging style stuff I'd like to do. So yeah, gonna jump in and let's get on the road. Cheers. So we've jumped in the car and we're now about to get underway. So let's just enjoy this cold start. That is honestly never getting old. So just head out of this car park, get on some open roads, and then I will start going through some of our plans for the car. As I mentioned outside the car, this will be split into two kind of distinct, different things essentially. So we've got like the big road trips we've got planned. I'll go through what they are in a minute, and then I want to discuss some of the more day-to-day stuff and some more kind of vlogging as opposed to an organised trip, for example. So if we start off with the kind of big road trips we've got planned or are in the pipeline or are at the minute are actually just an idea. But the first one, which is actually planned in, is going to be a kind of mini European road trip in September. So the idea is we drive through France, head into the south of France, like to head into Monaco and drive the F1 track. As a massive F1 fan, and it is just a kind of dream of mine to be able to drive around the street circuit of Monaco because it is such an iconic track. I just think that'll be a fantastic experience and not one everyone gets to do. So that's one, and then once we've gone to Monaco and the south of France around Nice, we will more than likely head into the Alps, so hit as many of the passes as possible, making our way ultimately into Italy. So once we're in Italy, we will go down to Lake Garda, Lake Como, and then head up to northern Italy and hopefully do Stelvio Pass. We haven't officially confirmed the route yet, but that's kind of a rough idea of where we'd like to go. We know we want to do France, south of France, Monaco, and then head into Italy. The route back isn't decided yet, probably, hopefully, go through Germany, because I wouldn't mind taking this on an autobahn as well, just to kind of see what it can do at max. And then, other than that, there are no kind of preferences. So if any of you guys have been on a European road trip and have got recommendations, please leave them in the comments below, because we are literally just in the planning phases at the minute. So this is the time we need to kind of know any recommendations and advice from anyone who's been and done it. So that's the first thing on the list. Then there is talk of doing an F1 circuit this year and potentially going to Spa. So last year I was lucky enough to go to Monza. This year we want to do Spa, and if we do Spa, that will mean driving and taking this and potentially a pre-facelift 135i with it as well. So it would really be interesting for me to have those two cars on very similar roads to kind of understand the key differences, if there are any, in terms of performance but also handling, because the pre-facelift receives quite a lot of bashing for its handling, which is supposedly being sorted out in this. I've not had masses of time in a pre-facelift, so it's really tough for me to remember and make that judgment. But nonetheless, it will be a good trip if it happens. So that will obviously be August time. So that would be great fun. Then before that, there is potential talk of taking, again, the same 135, an Audi S4 and this to to the Isle of Man. So at the minute, that's just kind of a pipe dream. It's not really had any planning into it whatsoever, other than a couple of us have gone, yeah, we'd like to do that. So that really is in the early stages of planning, but a ferry over, an Airbnb, hit some de-restricted roads, sounds like a hoot to me. So that's one thing we could do. So they're kind of all the road trips we've got planned as it stands. However, that's not to say we won't add more as we go. So if you have got any ideas on kind of where we could take this car and where we might actually really enjoy driving, then please leave a comment below. We are really open to exploring where we can take this car and what experiences we can gain in the ownership of this car, particularly with it offering the great blend of kind of performance and practicality as well. Stunning views over that way, guys. Then we've got the second group of stuff, which is kind of more like your daily vlogs and stuff we're going to do maybe UK wise. So for example, we are going to be taking this up to the Peak District, so I may do a video around that, but it will predominantly be a driving focused video, so not me chatting to you guys going on and on and on like I seem to do an awful lot in these videos, which I honestly am going to try and reduce down. And then we've got car meets, so Cars and Coffee Liverpool I'll be attending at the end of the month, and potentially every other month. Then any other random car meets that come on, particularly now we're heading into kind of car season with the weather getting a bit better. There are various shows, meets, events that I would like to get down to this year. I'd also like to try and arrange for a bit of a kind of 140, 240 cruise out somewhere. I'm hopeful that will happen, just need to try and arrange that. So if there are any guys out there who live in the northwest who are interested in potentially going for a little cruise, whether it's into Wales, whether it's up to the peaks or the lakes, then leave a comment below, as I would love to organise something. It would be really good to kind of get with like-minded owners and kind of get your thoughts and opinions on these cars, because they're fantastic in my opinion. So they're kind of our plans as it stands at the minute, and as I said, there's not masses in there at the minute. However, we are very open to kind of exploring that and doing whatever is essentially going to be a good experience with this car. That's the plan. However, as I've mentioned in quite a few times in this video, if you do actually have any kind of ideas, thoughts, plans, things you think we should do with this car, or things you would like to see videoed with this car, then please let me know in the comments below. Oh yes, oh yes. So I have just stumbled on something absolutely beautiful, and what I'll do now is I will just show you where I've pulled up. So yeah, this is where we've stopped. Absolutely beautiful. So guys, that kind of covers our plans and stuff we've got in the pipeline for this car in terms of big road trips, and then the kind of gives you an idea about the day-to-day things we want to do. There is a couple of other ideas I've got for the channel, but really at this moment in time I'm just going to kind of continue doing what I'm doing as I'm enjoying it, recording the journey with this car in particular. I might implement a few things down the road if people are interested, like a bit of a Q&A where we can just talk cars. I'm not really fussed. I'll talk about any car. Alternatively, I would also like to potentially introduce a few other cars to the channel down the line. I am going to do a video with the 986 Boxster S, just to show you guys the difference between the 6-cylinder in this and the flat 6 in that. That'll be a good one. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video and it's kind of give you a bit more insight into me and our plans for the car. If you've got any comments, leave them below and subscribe to the channel. Cheers guys, catch you soon, bye.